Welcome to my channel. As you know, I illustrate concepts about physics, specifically gravitation, both Earth gravity and open space gravitation, two separate states of the same gravity force. The difference is density. The closer you are near a planet, the more field nodes or graviton particles exist. Hope you enjoy this video.
Here's a paradox for you. What if a black hole isn't a wall in the universe, but a blown fuse in the Higgs field? Stay with me. Einstein's rules make speed limits sacred because mass drags on spacetime. But what if the trick isn't to push harder? It's to stop adding mass in the first place. Imagine tuning a craft to a 4-to-1 energy-to-mass ratio, the sweet spot. Its energy state lines up with what I'll call the smooth void, zero tension. In that mode, you're not punching through space. You're slipping through a superconductive medium. No friction from mass, no extra inertia tax. Black holes look like cosmic endpoints, but think of them as places where tension in the Higgs field hit 100%. The conduit snaps. Not infinite mass. Not a singular point with impossible math. Just a failure state in the field that gives particles mass. When the conduit fails, mass turns undefined. That's why the usual equations break. They're trying to price a currency that no longer exists. Now flip that idea. If a black hole is max tension, then zero tension should exist too. In the zero tension zone, the mass switch is effectively off. And if mass is off, the impossible speed limit stops being a limit. It's a rule for the wrong operating mode. This isn't about magic, it's about mode matching. If energy and configuration hit that 4-1 target, the craft neutralizes parity. The asymmetry that makes acceleration add mass-like drag. You don't get heavier as you speed up, you stay aligned with the smooth void and just go. And that singularity? Reframe it. Not infinite density, but a conduit failure where the Higgs field's elastic limit snaps. That's a mechanical fix to a century-old math headache. It turns infinity into broken hardware. So the question isn't, how do I break the speed limit? It's how do I change lanes into zero tension? Solve that, and the universe might be more open than we thought. Two ways to picture gravity: Einstein's warped fabric and a field tension view that treats space as an elastic field. Let's focus on Einstein's idea first, because it defines modern gravity. Spacetime is a four-dimensional manifold, often pictured as a continuous fabric. Mass and energy tell spacetime how to curve, and curved spacetime tells matter how to move. Gravity isn't a traditional force, but motion along curved geometry. But what is the fabric made of? At extreme densities, equations can break down in singularities. That's why some explore a field tension model, treating space as an elastic field rather than pure geometry. Einstein gave us dips. Einstein gave us curves. Meet the model that swaps geometry for tension. Imagine space as a living conduit under strain, not a passive fabric waiting to be bent. In the field tension approach, gravity isn't a geometric pit, it's a local change in field density. Near a planet, the field's tension spikes, pulling things toward equilibrium like a stretched membrane trying to relax. No need for a visual dip, just zones of higher tension acting like wells, and cosmic expansion. Instead of an invisible dark energy shove, this model points to internal field pressure suppression nodes that push space outward from inside. It's myth versus model. We trade the poetic warp for a mechanical conductor. Space as active, responsive, and full of pressure. Curious? Stick around for how this reframe could reshape gravity, motion, the story of the cosmos. What if Einstein's speed limit isn't a law of nature, but a setting on the universe's soundboard? I know, bold start. Einstein framed c, the speed of light, as a universal geometric wall, space and time knit together so tightly that c becomes the slope limit of reality itself. Push harder, go faster, and your mass energy ramps up toward infinity. So nothing outruns light. But let me flip c. In the kinetic grid model, c isn't a sacred law, it's a mechanical property of the medium, like the maximum ripple speed across a cosmic lattice. Think of reality not as empty space with rules painted on, but as a grid with tension, elasticity, a natural beat. Einstein's view says the geometry forbids faster than light because inertia explodes. The quanta view says light travels at c because the Higgs field, the field that gives particles mass, can only conduct disturbances up to a certain phase rate in its normal, coupled state. That threshold, is what we measure as c. Picture a stadium wave. There's a fastest wave you can run around the seats before the pattern breaks. That top speed isn't the people's absolute speed limit forever. It's the limit of that crowd's coordination. In this model, the Higgs field is the crowd. Photons, they're the pure rhythm traveling the bleachers, surfing at the grid's best possible timing. So why can't you beat it? Because you're coupled to the field. Your mass is how strongly the grid grips you. The harder you push, the more the grid loads you with phase lag, what we call relativistic inertia. From your point of view, it looks exactly like Einstein predicted. Energy skyrockets as you approach C. But here's the twist. If you could decouple, reduce how the Higgs field grips you, the limit shifts, not because you broke physics, but because you changed the medium you're moving through. Imagine ice skates versus shoes. Same person, different coupling to the ground, radically different glide. Light already lives on that edge. It doesn't couple to the Higgs the way massive particles do. That's why it hits the ceiling with zero rest mass. The quanta view pushes it further. C is the grid's maximum phase conduction rate in its standard state. Alter the state, tune the lattice, change the tension, and the effective ceiling changes. Does that mean warp drives tomorrow? No. It means the famous nothing faster than light might be a statement about today's cosmic network settings, not a decree engraved in space-time forever. Here's the sanity check. All the verified experiments still agree. Yumi particles and accelerators were tightly coupled. As you crank up speed, energy cost obeys Einstein's math to absurd precision. This model doesn't fight the data. It reframes what C is. So the question isn't can anything go faster than light, it's what sets the grid's beat, and can that beat be changed? If C is a wall, you lean and stop. If C is a drum tempo, you dance, unless you can switch the song. I'm not saying we've switched it. I'm saying, maybe the universe has a mixing console, and C is the fader we haven't learned to slide.